Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, do you remember these Vandas that we were talking about in the last video? The two that I got from Plantiola Orchidea? Yeah, well, it's time to pot them. If you'd like to see how I pot them using good old pool noodles and some coconut fiber liner, coconut core liner, stay tuned. Let's go. So here's the liner that I'm using. I got this from Menards, the home improvement store. And this is a 36 by 36 cut to size coconut fiber liner that they use for baskets. I've also used the actual baskets and I just rip them up and do the potting process. Then I'm going to use this little pool noodle. It's for a 5+ regular pool noodle. Why do I do this? Well, you see these little holes and grooves in the stuff in the pool noodle itself? It actually holds on to the moisture pretty well without keeping the Vanda roots wet. And this allows me to water a whole lot less because I don't have a lot of time for watering. And I definitely don't do the basically the unpotted Vanda thing anymore. I just don't. I actually used to, but I don't. So how do we use these things? First, I'm gonna start by doing this. I get my scissors and literally I just start cutting. You know, I probably should have used a knife. That would have been better than this. Well, this is gonna take a while. Hold on. I switched to using a knife, guys. This is way easier than the scissors. So depending on the scissors you have, you might have better luck than me. So that's really just how it looks. Look. So I cut and I cut. You know, probably should use something else. Once I have enough of my donuts, I'm going to do this and cut into my coconut fiber. Ooh, this could be reused. Look at that. This is that nice little flexible wire that you can tie your little stakes up with. Yay, recycling. Let me not cut it because I just cut that one. That was highly unnecessary. Don't do that. Reuse, reuse. Whoa, look at that. See? So, I've never actually used this brand before. Whoa. Yeah, lots of fiber. If I wasn't like sitting down. This is a lot. All right, so ordinarily what I would do is I'd like rip this apart. Well, yeah, I'm gonna need a shower after this. This is flying all over the place. All right, so you kind of just get in the middle of the, because some of them have more. This one I've never used before, and this one seems to have a bit more glue holding the fibers together. Doesn't tend to do anything to the Vanda roots, but it's flying everywhere. Yeah, so then once you've gotten this ripped up sufficiently, this is basically my mountain of potting material. You kind of eyeball it. Right now I have a 8-inch pot or so. Is this 8? Yeah, about an 8-inch pot for my smaller Vanda. And I basically just eyeball it. First thing I do is I'm gonna get the Vanda. Sun is blaring down in my eyeballs. Here we go. So the roots, you need to moisten the roots first. Now, once they're nice and wet, you can see on the roots, before you start potting, take a quick look at your roots and make sure that all the roots that are left are indeed alive. Don't feel nervous about cutting away a set of roots that might not look that healthy. This one is not very pretty, so looks like a lot, but that set of roots was not good. I don't like it. These little tiny spindly ones, before you know it, the plant will push out a ton of them. I don't necessarily like these little incy-wincy ones either. In short, you don't want to have the half-dead or dying roots going into your setup because, see? Can you see that? So now when they're nice and wet, you can see which of the ones you want to keep. See? Okay, now line them up into your pot. If this was a major root ball, I would do it a lot more, but see how I'm turning it? Let me show you how that looks when it's going in. I get in the pot, so right here, just kind of turn it around. And the roots tend to form a little swirl, and they sit quite neatly in the pot. Then I hold it above, right here. Now, am I going to leave this wire here? Nah. I'll take off the wire. Alright, I took off the wire because I don't need it on it. And I'm just going to start tossing the cut up pool noodles down into my pot, like my medium. It's pretty big, so they take up a decent amount of space at first. So you slide it right in. See? Going in. Can I get a better angle so you can see what I'm doing? Let's see if this angle is any better. Of course not. Alright, let's just do it. So here we go. Tossing the pool noodle bits into the pot. Why have I folded myself into a pretzel on the floor? Highly unnecessary. So there you go. So I'm tossing them all in. And now, as all my bits of pool noodle are in, that's most of the pot, maybe half. Then I come in with the coconut coir. So as you can see, it's super loose in the pot. See? The roots are not compressed. They're basically suspended on a buoyant little bed of pool noodle fluffiness. There's a lot of air being kept around the root zone, which is what Vandas happen to like. Now, they also like a lot of moisture, which I do not have in my environment, as you know. So this doubles as a little insurance of humidity in an environment such as mine, rather dry. But because there's so much air around the roots, if you happen to be in an environment that's even more moist than mine, having the Vandas potted this way does not log the roots with moisture. Hi, Dune. That's my cat. I hope he doesn't come try and join us. All right, anyway, here you go. Doesn't that look pretty? Yeah. So there you have it. And do not forget to add this good old tag. Now, my tag ended up being cut off because it was hanging on the wire. So, of course, I will have to add it back in. Hi, sir. My cat's trying to come in here and I'm trying to dissuade him from doing that, but let's see. All right, for now, I'm gonna add the tag. This was the Vanda Aromatica cross PDA Mimi Palmer. And she is now potted. Yep. Simple as that. See? Now I'm gonna work on the other one, the big one. I don't think you need to see that getting done, do you? Let me just show you the end result. Let me do a little pause. I'll be using a bigger pot for this one. And whoa! To make this go a lot faster. Here's the root zone on this guy. See how untidy this one is? It has a way bigger spread than the last one. So thankfully, while I was soaking the roots, I don't have much to cut off of this one. I'll leave these. I was soaking the roots, so they're very pliable. Make sure you soak them. And I don't even have to twist it. This one just kind of fits nicely into the pot, just like that. And then I start to cut and stuff. You know the drill. Do remember to take your tag off the pool noodle. It's a whole lot easier to take it off before you start slicing at it. Okay.
What is this?
Poor knife safety.
What is this, Mommy?
One second. Here we go. There's my big pile. All cut up. Now I'm going to slice away at the coconut coir, just like I did before. So here we go with Morellii cross tessellata going into the pot. Tuck the roots neatly in. This is a taller pot, but it still seems to have an 8-inch diameter. I don't need to spin these roots to go down. The pot is a lot taller, so they kind of just sit neatly in it. See? Not really making any attempts to get it any deeper in. That's how it goes when it's sitting in there. See? And then I start with the pool noodles going in. Let's start, and then I'll show you the finished products when they're stuffed in. When it is filled to this level, just a little bit left at the top, that's when I add the coconut coir. See how it's kind of standing up on its own right now? The little pool noodles actually stabilize everything quite well. See? And then I just come around right here. Let's put it down for a second. And gently stuff my shredded bits in around the roots, because this part, the coconut coir, retains moisture, especially as the roots are growing. They will want to go towards the moisture of the coconut coir. If it's too dry on the top, then I found over the years that the roots will actually start to cling to the pot. And while that is fine, I don't always like when that happens, because should I need to move up the size of the pot's clinging to the clay is, yeah, I don't really like that too much. It makes them hard to move without damaging the precious roots. And I don't want to do that. So here you go. I have basically it's a bed, a pretty little bed of coconut coir around the roots. Not too much, just the top. See, there you go. There you have it. And they're freshly in, not cloaking the roots. This was the Morellii Variatori cross tessellata. And that, my friends, was the potting of the Vandas. My newest Vandas, that is. I really hope to see these bloom beautifully, and I hope I can get maybe a bloom in the summer. Maybe. Let's hope, because this one looks like it really likes blooming, so let's hope I can do it justice. Thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting to you. And if you have any questions about potting the Vandas, please let me know. I've been doing this for like nearly 8 years, potting my Vandas just for my own purposes, but I found it really works. You know, I actually have one of my friends in Florida. She ended up potting hers too, because time constraints. You don't always want to be spending a lot of time. Well, you don't always have a lot of time to spend on your plants. And that is the reason I pot it, so that I can care for it as much as I can without letting them suffer in the dry atmosphere. Right now it is 35% on my hygrometer, and 84 in the greenhouse. It is hot, and outside is not too hot today, but yeah. So friends, thanks for watching this whole process of potting the Vandas, and I hope you learned something. I hope it was entertaining, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you like this content, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing the video if you think it could help someone else, and perhaps deciding to grow orchids too, because, you know, it's fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.